once again, we have a system of equations. Well, I misspoke there a little bit. Once again, we have a constructed response question where we need to write a system of two equations. Systems are big on the Keystones. They want to hit on that, I guess, every year it seems like. But so writing a system of two equations, as always, we need to pay really close attention to what they want the variables to be and what they want the variables to represent. So check this out. We have the t variable, which would be like the number of packages of towels. And we have the s variable, which is going to be the number of packages of soap. Don't get confused about it being like a number of packages versus a number of bars or just a number of towels, period. So T is a number of packages and S is a number of packages. And the one equation, let's see, where does it say? The one equation is going to take care of the fact that there was 20 total packages. So that would be S plus T equals 20. All right? I don't know why, but there's something about the way that looks I don't like. I don't know. Sorry, I'm a little weird that way. Anyway, that's the first equation, okay? Because the number of packages of soap, whatever it is, plus whatever number of packages of towels, whatever that's going to be, we just know that they're going to add together to equal 20 total packages all together, okay? Now the other equation is going to have to do with the fact that we spent, where does it say? That we spent $94 total. Alright, we spent $94 total. And how do we get that $94? Well, we take the fact that each package of soap was $4, so we do 4 times S. And each package of towels cost $6, so we do $6 times the number of packages of towels. And that's the mathematics that equals the $94 total. And there it is. There's the system. So moving on to part B, and as always, make sure you've tried part B. Because listen, gang, sometimes if you've tried this already, excuse me for a second. Sometimes you try a constructed response and you got stuck on part A, which can sometimes mean you were automatically stuck on part B, right? So maybe you haven't even tried part B yet because you were stuck on part A, and I think this is one of those situations where you need part A in order to do part B. So anyway, we're going to move on to part B, but make sure that now that you have part A, if you were stuck on part A, that you try part B before continuing the video, okay? But now that you've hopefully tried it, part B talks about, well, how many packages of towels does John buy? Well, it's almost saying, okay, so what is T? Or maybe better yet, how many packages of towels? Well, okay, so T equals what? So, I mean, you guessed it, hopefully. We need to solve the system. And what was the second equation? $4 for each package of soap. So 4S 1694. All right. We could do the substitution method Like I suppose we could solve for S or we could solve for T. Wouldn't be that tough. But I don't know. I like the elimination method. When everything's already lined up, right? Remember, gang, the elimination method? S's are lined up, the S terms are lined up, the T terms are lined up, equal signs basically lined up, the number constants lined up. But we need what? We can't add the equations together until we have what? Hopefully, you know that we need opposites before we add the equations together. So it's up to you. You want to make opposites with the S's or opposites with the T's? I mean, look, if you want to be like extra heads up, all the question's really asking for is what T equals. So I guess it would make a lot of sense if we were thinking ahead. Let's make the S's cancel out. Let's make opposites with the S's. And so when we solve for T, we'll be done. So what's the opposite of positive 4s? Negative 4s. So we need to make this 1s, which is just s, but it's 1s, into a negative 4s. How do we do that? We multiply by negative 4. And so that makes this equation negative 4s minus 4t equals negative 80. Because remember, if you're going to multiply a number to an equation, you have to multiply it to the left side and the right side. Essentially, the entire equation needs to get multiplied by negative 4. The second equation can stay that. And so now that there's opposites, they're going to cancel out. Now I can add the equations together. And negative 4t plus 6t will be 2t. Negative 80 plus 94 will be 14. And now we can just very easily solve for t and get 7. So the final answer is 7 packages of towels. Moving on to part C. Oop, come on. Part C, final part, is asking us to explain why it would not be possible for John to buy exactly 16 bars of soap. So it's an explain question. I'm sure we all love these. I know I do. But this is asking us to explain why it would not be possible for John to buy exactly 16 bars of soap. Well, this, hopefully they don't need you to go on and on and on about how basically each package of soap contains 10 bars of soap. So I think a pretty good word to use somewhere in your explanation is maybe the word multiple. I don't know if you need to use that word at some point in your explanation, but essentially you're going to have to explain that there's 10 bars per package at some point, and again, please use complete sentences and kind of like what I'm saying, where you would explain like, well, you cannot buy exactly 16 bars of soap because there are 10 bars in each package, and therefore you can only really buy bars of soap, in multiples of 10. You can buy 10 bars of soap, you can buy 20 bars of soap, you can buy 30 bars of soap, and, etc., because they come in packages of 10, and therefore 16, like you might even want to, like again, hopefully you don't have to go on and on and on about 16 is not a multiple of 10 and whatever. But again, it's always better to go overboard in your explanation than to under-explain. It's better to over-explain than under-explain. Okay?